Hello, hello, hello. uh, my name is Angel. I am running an experiment of what happens when I let my spirit in more often. I'm learning how to be as clear of a channel as I can be for my spirit. I'm practicing listening to that, and I've been called to show up here on YouTube. I've known for a long time that my mission has been to help raise the vibration of the planet. I've known that how I do that is to help others connect fully to their spirit, to themselves. Um, and then how I do that is by connecting to my authentic self and fully embodying that. So that's where I'm at in the practice. Um, and then, yes, I've been called to YouTube. I believe this is video number 4. I'm challenging myself to post every day this week as I am traveling, and I think it's more fun to do things when they can be a little harder, right? So, what keeps coming up this morning is, who are you when you're under the influence of love? And I mean, I really want us, myself included, to think about this. Who are we when we're under the influence of love? I'm more patient, kind, understanding, compassionate, less less judgy, more accepting. What else? When I'm under the influence of love, my body feels less tense and I feel more in the present moment. I'm more inclined to be kind, nicer. And I have a tendency of, taking care of those around me. Um, and it's interesting, that piece of taking care of those around me. Growing up in a self sacrificial paradigm, taking care of others around you meant you weren't being taken care of. But when I'm under the influence of love, especially unconditional self love, I can now balance meeting my own needs first or alongside. Sometimes I'll sacrifice, but I'll come back around and I'll show up for myself. So that's nice. So who am I under the influence of love? I'm more balanced. I'm can take care of myself and others. And that to me is the point of why I showed up here today. Um, okay, I'm just gonna tell you what happened to me last night and what I think spirit is trying to tie in and embody for you, for us. Last night, I couldn't sleep and I hopped on Instagram and I know better, right? Like I have a time limit timer on there that I hadn't reached, but I also have my phone is able to go into sleep mode so that certain apps aren't accessible. It goes grayscale. It's like go to sleep, you know? Um, anyhow, I couldn't sleep, so I hop on Instagram, and usually I get what's called a bloom scroll. I've curated my algorithm and spent enough time with my algorithm enough to have all the things that I loved, all the things that I talked about on yesterday's video or whatever video about um, going back to what makes you happy. Flowers, waterfalls, dogs, ballet, jazz, vocals. I mean, my algorithm, this is probably the longest that it's been the prettiest that it's ever been. Along with healing my inner child, I've been absolutely obsessed with the color pink. I mean, I don't even want to show you all the things that are pink in just within my reach right now. Um, but last night was a bit different. all the worries of the world were readily available, right? And that's what they call the doom scroll. You're scrolling, and if it's not an emergency of detriment, it's here are three things you need to know. If you're looking to da da da, you need to do this. It's just like things, and then disaster and political. And I mean, oh my goodness, even just that little tiny bit of time I just spent going back there just now, I can get swept away. That being said, when I turned everything off and I finally went to sleep, I woke up and I felt very depleted, right? Very worried, very anxious, and yeah, depleted. I'm very blessed to have established a pretty good morning routine where at the end of it, I feel safe, protected, provided for, um, in alignment. I don't leave my bed until I'm in alignment, which is why early mornings start extra early for me because I have to get up 2 hours beforehand to get in alignment. So I start my day from there. And during my morning routine, when I'm connecting with my spirit and I'm emptying out all the things from last night and I'm consciously choosing what I want to embody for my day, I was remembering when I first when the divorce was first, I don't know when the beginning stages of the divorce were happening. um, prior to that, while I was still married, I was asked to marry a couple, um, officiate their wedding. And at the time that they asked me, I was married, and their wedding wasn't for another, I want to say, year. If I got that wrong, sorry, babe. Um, and so then life happened, and I'm at the beginning stages of this divorce, and I'm like, you know, especially in the beginning, I was in my I'm broken, I'm rejected. The brain bully was fully on board. See, Angel, told you you're unlovable, told you this, told you that, just collecting evidence as to why I deserve to be left, right? It's a weird time. It was a weird time. I see now clearly. Clearly, I was gonna like give some explanation as to how I'm no longer in that space, but clearly, I don't think I would show up. I wouldn't have. I didn't. Hello? I didn't show up when I felt broken, felt rejected, felt all these things. I'm I've never been broken. Anyway, that's a tangent. Cue to the beginning stages of my divorce, and their wedding is about to happen. And I get the call, "Hey, are you still going to marry us?" I'm sitting there in my grief, in my depression, in my anxiety, in my fear, in my unknownness, in my brokenness. And I'm like, in my head, I'm not quite sure if I'm the person for the job. I'm not in the right headspace, heart space. I mean, I wasn't doing a very good job of taking care of myself. So, I felt sad, and you can see it, right? It was visible. But I heard Spirit say, like, wait a second, isn't it cool? Because I crossed reference with the bride. I said, hey, I just got to let you know, I'm going through a divorce. Do you still want me as your officiant? She's like, yeah, I want you. I want you as my officiant. And I don't know if she even realizes that she absolutely, She had a hand in like saving my life with that. My spirit was like, she wants me in the midst of all this? Like, it was just like this strong reminder that my love and my gifts and my spirit, my essence, my aura, whatever you want to call it, doesn't go away just because I'm going through a hard time. It was affirming, it was reassuring, empowering. And here's why I think the question at hand is, who are you under the influence of love? Because in the midst of deep, deep darkness and loss and grief and inadequacy, I was given an opportunity to hold on to love. And I fucking took it. I took it. And I think that's what I'm supposed to be sharing today is things are crazy and messed up and extremely dark in the world, in the country, in our cities, in our homes, internally. And we can get swept away if we really let it. If we let it. Yet in the in between, I truly believe if we're aware enough, there are offerings and opportunities to hold on to love. Now, can you imagine if I would have held on to my pain is much bigger than somebody seeing my whatever this is essence, aura? I don't know. Throw it in the comments of what you think this magnetism is. I don't really know. I think I do know, but that's a different topic for another day. But can you imagine? I would not have shown up. I would have continued to be I would have continued to be depressed. Um, the wedding actually was near Shasta, and the Airbnb that we got, there were so many synchronicities on that trip, so many synchronicities. I'm so fucking blessed for that period of my life. Um, so blessed. So blessed. But I would have missed out on all the magic. The price for the Airbnb was like 444. Upon arrival, there were hummingbirds everywhere. We got to see the mountain from the backyard of the Airbnb, the Shasta covered in snow. There was like a wasn't there? There was like a what is it with all the shooting stars? Meteor shower the night of like the rehearsal. And so as we got to walk back, we were hanging out and got to see all the stars. I mean, it was magical. Absolutely magical. And because I do believe in love and I love divine unions and I love when people find their people, and I am connected to spirit in this way, getting officiated and getting to talk about love at a time when love was almost nowhere to be found at that time was anchoring. So who am I under the influence of love? Oh man. I have this joke that came up a couple days ago. You know that phrase, "Okay, boomer." My my intuition was like, "Okay, bloomer," because no matter where I go, I bloom. Why? Because I choose love, and this is why I came on here today. Is because in the most every day, yes. Generally speaking, yes, choose love, right? Choose love. Yeah, right? But especially now when times are dark, especially when you can't see further, my grandma, she'll say, you can't see further than your nose. Pitch black, darkness, despair, huge injustices. Oh, I'm getting the chills. Huge injustices, lack of protection for children, women's rights trying to be stripped away, men believing that they will die alone, so they're just giving up instead of evolving. I mean, there's just so many weird things happening. So many weird things. That was not an attack on men. Sorry. But these videos are meant to like spark conversation too. If you ever want to have a conversation, I could totally see this channel evolving into like a podcast type of thing. So if I ever say something that you're curious about, I won't take insults, but I'll take curiosity and I'll take expansive conversation over belittlement. So that's my invitation to anybody who's seeing this. And if you ever have any questions about my opinions or how it is that I'm presenting this information, please feel free to reach out. In fact, like I have deep conversations all day, every day. As a coach, as a sister, as a friend, as a gal pal, that's what I mean. Like I know I've been called to partner with you. I know that I'm meant to walk alongside you as we all find our way back to who we're meant to be, who we have always been. So again, I ask, who are you when you're under the influence of love? And how can we consciously, on purpose, choose to operate as that person here and now? IRL. That's where the magic is. That's where the genuine connection is. Not in the fear. Don't get me started on the fact that it's a they oh, the darkness, the dark side, the lower angelic want us to stay in fear. Fear, dysregulation, dumb, uneducated, uninformed, angry. You know, I'm not going to dismiss and say like all of that is lower vibrational stuff and we should never feel that. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I think it all has a place and I think that's our work. We can alchemize, transmute, and rise utilizing that energy, catapulting off of that energy, if you will. I'm living fucking proof. Ah, I get excited when it starts to become clear why I'm why I'm on YouTube. Holy shit. All right. I'm just going to end it there because I feel like feeding my soul. So I'm going to do some singing. I'm going to do some other things, but I just want you to contemplate, who are you when you're under the influence of love? How does that change how you show up? And really compare and contrast. Who are we when we're in fear? Hmm? We play small, we shrink, we're rude, we're short, we're impatient, I mean, even down to how we take care of ourselves changes. Oh, I don't have time to cook today. I'm just going to go blah, 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 blah. Either not eat or go eat out or blah, 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 blah. Like we're not present enough. But then when we're in love, not in love, in love, when love is in us, mm. mm. We're like a whole new girl. Oh, yes, Ruby. I just sang that. I think the bottom line, too, another bottom line, is we have a choice. And I honestly think that that's humans, one of humans' superpowers is the power of choice. We get to choose. And it doesn't mean to disregard all the fear and the anger and the rage that naturally comes up when we're tuned into what's happening in the world externally, because it's a lot. It's here, it's real, it's valid. But the biggest thing we can control is our internal state. Also, PS, yesterday, there was this little inkling of like people who do have a clear and are aware of their connection to spirit. If we just imagine for a second, if we all regulated our nervous systems and actually operated from a genuine and authentic place, wouldn't that start to heal the world? I'm at a place now where I can viscerally feel it in my body when I walk into a room and I stay grounded and stay calm, or I can feel myself get activated, but I'm like, whoosh. I can feel the other nervous systems in the room start to calibrate. It's a really cool feeling. I suppose I'm just here to remind everyone, including myself, that we have a choice every moment. Feel the feels, feel the fear, feel the rage, and then decide, make the choice on who it is we want to be authentically, and then move from there. That's what's going to spark change. Get fucking mad, get in alignment, and the change you wish to see will come naturally. You'll know what to do. I feel like a lot of the fear, a lot of the um, rage and anger can lead to helplessness and hopelessness because we're like, oh, what do we do? We're only one person. Get mad, feel the feelings, get in alignment, and your soul will tell you what you need to do. And again, like that phrase of, I think I saw it in a movie once. Andrew would know. Um, my ex-husband would know. I, um, the 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 piece of you can't change the whole world, but you can change your little part of it, your piece of it. At the very least, when we are under the influence of love or when love is in us, we take care of ourselves better. Thus, we can take care of our communities at large. You see, it's a domino effect. Can't pour from an empty cup. I love you. If you're still watching, thank you. And let me know, are you resonating with this? Whether you are or you're not, won't change how I show up. you know, there are people who are like, what do you want to see more of? Do you want to see more of this? And that? I don't know what I'm doing. So this is how it's going to be. All right. I love you. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.